Sound 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the sound. All right. Hey, there's his voice. Hey, everyone. I'm going to try to fix my camera here because I don't know what's up. I have an idea with what's up, but I don't like it. So let's see.
I don't know how to respond to that.
No, Siri. No, we don't need your help. I don't need your help, Siri. Hey. Oh, thank you all for the subscribes. That's 2 subscribes, 2 resubscribes. Thank you all. I appreciate that so much. Fairy Queen continues the streak for the longest I think the longest subscriber month count. All right, hold on. All right, let me see this. File new. What is up with? Huh. All right. All right. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. There we go. Okay. There we go. That's. I'm not a professional. Still working this out. Yeah, my camera. I've been trying to do. So I need to get an better overhead camera, and I've got some recommendations. I've got one on the way, but this is what I've got now, and I wanted to do a box opening later, like randomly, a box that we were gifted. So I was trying to set up this overhead, but these are silly problems. I only have one hub that I use for my laptop, and I think that hub is getting overloaded when I plug in both these cameras, even though it used to work in the past, but now it's not. So yeah, so I'll have to see. I may have to switch to just a pure overhead later instead of having something on screen. Anyway, yeah. All right. Before anybody asks why I have a Band-Aid on my face, it is because my daughter found the first aid kit and she decided to play with the Band-Aids. And she told me I had a boo-boo on my face and put a Band-Aid on, and now I'm not allowed to take it off. So I took it off once, and that was a mistake. So now it's there until she decides that the boo-boo's gone. So that's the way it works. Wait, you pulled an iconic Mickey on the first pack? I would stop. Like, to be honest, if I had 10 random packs, not Dan, and I opened one and it's an iconic Mickey, I stop. I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm done. The rest of these packs are, yep. Nope. Third Epic Genie. Oh, that's nice. Genie's great. Yeah, that's super awesome. I did indie stuff. Yeah. It's, at that point, you're like, And then what happens is they go on a shelf, and then, like, I don't know, what, like 2 weeks later, you're sitting there and you're looking and you're like, there could be an enchanted in there, and then you bust a moment later anyway. When I hear a funny story, this is before I got to talk about Worlds and some other stuff, but not Worlds, Melbourne. So Matthew Robert Davies gets a box of first chapter, and this is back when first chapter was like nowhere. And he got some artists to sign it, like Nicholas Cole to sign it, and he signed it and whatever, and he put it on a shelf, and he's like, that's going to be my keepsake box that's going to sit there forever. And so Matthew Robert Davies is, of course, a Lorcana artist. He did a bunch of stuff. He did like all of, like, almost Rise of the Floodborn. All the box art is his. So he has this box sitting there, and Nicholas Cole stops by when he's over in the UK for an event, and he's looking at the box, and he goes, Matthew, he says, you don't have an Enchanted Elsa yet, and that's Matthew's card. He says, I know you don't have an Enchanted Elsa yet. It's in that box. Like, I guarantee you it's in that box. Like, it's been sitting so close to you for so long. That box has ripened, and now there's an Elsa in there. And Matthew's like, nah, it can't be. And like 30 minutes go by, and eventually he's like, all right, fine. And he opens the box, no kidding, Enchanted Elsa in that box. Um, and I was like, the story is almost so like the odds are so low that it's like Babe Ruth calling his shot, except like probably lower odds. And so I almost didn't believe it at first, but I was guaranteed numerous times by people who were there that it's true. So it's wild. Anyway, yeah. So I'm not gonna lie. There's okay, Lorcana Lover. Yes, I did. I did. I appreciate that. That the tip. Um, the Lorcana Lover sending me an email about some of the products that have popped up and what the booster pack characters are going to be in the art and stuff. If you all ever see like news like that, like send me tips too, because we like to cover that stuff on the show and everything. So I appreciate the email. Illumineers@gmail.com if anybody wants to sign me up for spam or anything. Yeah, we got. It was one of those things when you start like a channel or something like that, or you create a brand. People tell you, they're like, buy your website like early and get your email address as soon as possible because somebody will take it. And I'm like, I did, but then I was like, nobody's gonna want the Illumineers. I mean, what are you gonna do? Like shake me down for the negative money that the channel earns? Like, I mean, you could, I guess, but anyway. But we secured them early, so yeah, appreciate that. Yeah. Somebody else asked me a question too earlier. I wanted to. Hey, Marizella, by the way, I see you. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, Unmuted said, "Who's this Michelle I hear?" Whooped Jonathan Williams. Yeah, so I want to ask you all about Melbourne later, because I didn't get to watch much of it yesterday. I was commentating another smaller event, a triad event out in Florida with some awesome players there. Jonathan Williams is one of them, and it was really fun because it was some top tier Lorcana. We got to see some really fun decks, and one of the highlights was the second place winner was Michelle, a newer TCG player whose path to the finals, like obviously the Swiss rounds are tough, but then went through some really good players, including Jonathan Williams, and then ended up losing in the finals to Hector Harris, who's another fantastic player. But I'm really impressed. Really impressed with her performance. And so I think we're going to try to have her on the show tomorrow. I actually, one thing I'm going to do here in a few minutes when I'm in have a moment is I'm going to message her back on Discord. Cause, yeah, we're trying to have her on the show tomorrow to chat with her about her run and, her as a player and her thoughts on the game and all that, because I think she's an up and coming player who we're going to see a lot of in the future. So really excited about that. A couple of you need to send me deck lists. Zero's voice says Ruby Steel nearly won our local PPG qualifier yesterday. Okay, I'm interested. I'm interested in that list. And Fairy Queen Tink says my Porcana Christmas Carol deck won league yesterday. I'm interested in that deck list too. Actually, I'm really interested in that one because it's a theme deck. And I don't know, Porcana's just. But for Porcana, is it? There's not value, right? You're just doing like rares and below on because I think that's the way we used to do it back in the day. Oh, it's on the Discord. Okay. I'm sorry. I've been running around today. Comments and comments. Okay. I'm sorry. I have to get back in the Discord today. It's been a day. I was supposed to do a card show this afternoon to try to sell some soccer cards and some other cards because I spent a lot of money on Winterspell and other things. So, but I didn't go, so I'm here. But I'm really, the moral of the story is I'm really behind. I should be doing thank you or postcards to our Patreon supporters. I got postcards for everybody in Seattle. So I'm going to be sending those out, but I'm behind on that. I need to set the show up tomorrow. Oh, hey, Aiden. Good to see you. For those who do tune in or if you're planning on tuning in or not, you're going to hear it here first. I'm going to give away tomorrow one of the Disneyland exclusive Mickey Mouse Fabled playmats. I have 2 coming in. I did a trade for 2 and Splinks hooked me up and I traded a little PSA extra that I had for 2 mats and I'm going to give it away. So, yeah. So if you weren't planning on coming by or, I don't know, Come check it out. We'll probably it'll be like normal, like we'll run the giveaway near the end of the show, and we'll do the signups throughout. So if you're gonna tune in tomorrow, I think it'd be good. I've invited Michelle on, so she's gonna be there. I'm gonna try to get Jonathan Lamb on as well. We're talking, but of course, when there are these overseas tournaments, it's hard for people to make it sometimes because it's either the middle of the morning out there if you're in Australia or people are traveling. So, and then I'm trying to get the winner. I've got contact information. I'm trying to reach out to him. So hopefully that'll work out, but that's up in the air. But we're gonna have a good show regardless. We're gonna have some people on. I invited JDZ on as well, but he's of course super busy. So I don't know. Regardless, it'll be fun, and we'll have Winterspell meta to talk about. So yeah. Did you all watch Melbourne? And if you did, what were your thoughts? I'm curious. Oh, Jeremy, you got your box on Friday. Oh, great. Jeremy was one of the winners of the. Hey, Jeremy, if you, I don't know if you do social media much, but if you to like help out the sponsor and stuff, if you're into that kind of thing, like share a picture of the box or something. You don't have to, but it's kind of cool to show like full circle that the sponsor, like it worked out for the sponsor, Hey, Splink says, yes, you do. I feel like Splink says, I feel like our Lorcana like overlap in terms of what we like to collect is almost, the Venn diagram is very, very close to a circle. Like if you squint, you're like, oh, that circle is blurry. There's a little bit of wiggle room there. There's some other weird stuff, but yeah, but I think we're pretty complementary. Yeah, hold on. Sorry, I'm texting JDZ right now. Hold on. Show if this is planned for near the start of show, if you can. No worries, but would be a super fun appearance. Yeah, see if JD can pop in. He's gonna be in Australia, but once I get it posted, I'll send you the link, YouTube, and you can see localized. Maybe that will work. So yeah, the Sundays are this weird thing where like the problem with our shows on Mondays is like you want to line people up early so there's some predictability and you can advertise and all that. But like so much happens on the weekend that if you want to do like the latest news, or you want to cover tournaments, you want to have winners on, all like that, like I can't actually invite guests or like lock some people in until like Sunday afternoon a lot of the times, or even Sunday evening. So like I'm sending out invites like Sunday night, Monday morning, which means it's crazy. So yeah, so it looks like JD is gonna make an appearance tomorrow. It's gonna be a great show tomorrow. Yeah, Dog's up there from Melbourne. Dog Normus you and Dog, every time you're here, it's chatting about dog. You find a way to chat about dogs in some way, shape, or form, and I absolutely love it. Yeah, Dogs is interesting. It was funny. Dogs was all over Melbourne, and then now the tournament I watched this weekend and commentated was a smaller one. It was 29 people, but there were like no dogs. Like nobody showed up with dogs. It was all Blurple and Amethyst Steel and a few Amber Sapphire, which was really fun. So it's interesting. And then at Leicester, like the meta breakdown was very different as well. So it's like everything is all over the place right now. And the one thing I think everybody agrees on is Blurple is Blurple. I think people agree that Blurple is the best deck. What's interesting about it is in these new, so you got me on a tangent before I get back to the chat. What's interesting about Blurple is the transition cost for Blurple right now is really low because you don't need to add a whole lot of new stuff. So for everybody who's been playing Blurple, who knows Blurple, who loves Blurple, you just need to buy a few new cards. You plug them in, you know, and in fact, you don't even need to buy new cards because you go to your shelf, right? Your set one shelf, you grab your Let It Goes, dust them off a little bit, sleeve them up, throw them in, and you're pretty much rocking Blurple, you know, maybe a couple Svens, but you're rocking Blurple set 11. So like, that's the interesting thing is it's a good deck, but also a lot of people are going to play it because it's super easy to like transition into it. And then a lot of people already have the deck built. It's not like playing like Amber Sapphire where you got to build the whole thing. So I'm interested to see how the meta shakes up over time. Blurple is probably the best deck, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it goes. So weird niche pieces. Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. Grading a couple Magical Parks. Yeah, I need those Magical Parks promos. Dogs, Melbourne. Yeah, Lorcana Lover. If anybody in the chat wants to do trades, Lorcana Lover says on YouTube, is anybody in the chat up for trades? If you want to trade with anybody in the chat, rather than lining up here, you can jump in our Discord server as well. I'll post the link here in a second. And I don't know if we have a trades channel, but we should probably put one up. We should probably make a trades channel. Splinks, we can work out all of our PSA trades in the Limiteers Discord trade channel. Because I have a feeling we have a lot to trade. Here, I'll get the link if anybody wants it for fun. Yeah, it'd be a good place to do. We'll do a trade channel. I'll have to make that. Yeah, JD time zones. Yeah, Amber Sapphire was super fun to watch, actually. Here's the thing about Amber Sapphire, Zero's voice. The builds that I watched, pretty much all of them, were the traditional ramp package of like Blurple with pretty much some traditional Amber stuff mixed in. But then what it's doing is it's almost it's a Blurple deck in disguise almost, because it's doing some of the same ramp. It's trying to get to the end game, but then it has the board wipe. And so what it's trying to do is get in a position where if it needs to, you know, depending on what deck it's playing, it wipes the board and then uses Black Cauldron to like flood the board again. Like Black Cauldron is a crazy endgame part of this deck where, you know, with 1 or 2, you just spend a couple turns like stacking stuff up. And you have so much ink in those decks, especially when you're playing against Blurple. Like they're ramping you, they're sending your boosted Bambis to the discard pile or to the inkwell. And like you end up with so much ink that you end up in a position where you can exert the Cauldron and play like 4 things all at the same time and just win the game. It's just a real crazy twist on like a Blurple build, I feel like. And I'm here for it because it's new. And Black Cauldron seeing competitive play is amazing. Yeah. Funting dogs. Event. Yeah, we should. You know, Fairy Queen Tank saying we should do an event channel in the Discord server. I used to, for every DLC, I actually took the time to create an individual event channel, and then I would archive them at the end. And so there's a whole bunch of archive channels from DLCs last year. I've done a bad job about creating new channels, but we do need an event channel where we can talk about the latest event. And I could probably just rename it based on the DLC, and we could just have this running archive there. Because it's really, really cool to like hang out when you're watching like the Twitch stream, to like hang out with a bunch of other folks and chat independently of the Twitch chat. Because Twitch chat be crazy. Twitch chat is a thing that exists, and some people choose to hang out there. I don't know. So did you all watch much Melbourne? Because I did not get a chance to catch too much of the broadcast. I was in and out. I was broadcasting with this other event with Gabe, so I didn't see much of it. And if you did, what are your impressions? What did you like? What did you hate in terms of the deck lists? Was it what you expected? What should I go back and watch? Hey, Lorcana kids. Hey, Marco. Say hi to everyone for me. Um, I've been meaning to get you some giveaways for that for the kids, and I haven't had a chance yet. So I apologize. I really I do have some extra signed cards and stuff that I haven't gotten up there. So I will do that. Say hi to Dan. So Dan and Dan with Family Quests does a Lorcana Kids event at our LGS on the weekends, on certain weekends where kids come out and play. And they've actually got some really great turnout and introduced some new families to the game. And it's been a really great thing. So I applaud what they're doing. And thank you, Game Castle, for hosting. Yeah. Amber Ruby right now, says Andy Hutch. A lot of people were high on Amber Ruby, and I have a feeling that it has a pretty good core constructed build that we just haven't quite found yet. The problem is, again, like when you have decks that get new tools and they stay good, like Blurple or Dogs or something like that, like it's so easy to take those into events, and it's so much harder to find the optimal build of new colors. So I think there's going to be a bit of a lag, but I think we're going to see some good Ruby Amber decks pop up and actually be competitively viable. I just don't think we're there yet. That's my opinion. It's probably wrong, but that's where I'm at. Let's see. Oh yeah, local events. That's right, Fairy Queen Tank. That's a good idea. We do need that as well. Stefan asks, Stefan's in the chat. Hi, Stefan. Thank you so much for yesterday. Stefan was on the production side at the Triad tournament I watched yesterday, and Stefan's asking what was my favorite match to watch from the event. I think my favorite match to watch was anything with Amber Sapphire. I think the Amber Sapphire Mirror was probably my favorite, just because Amber Sapphire is new, and it was really fun watching each of those decks trying to do their thing. Just watching Black Cauldrons just build up characters is so much fun. The recursion mechanic means that, like, in the early game, you're watching what people are trying to get into their discard pile. People get hit with discard. You watch them discard big things that they want to get back later, and then put them in the cauldron. And the cauldron is just, like, the Black Cauldron is such a fun card, and mechanically, flavorfully, all of that stuff. I love it, and the fact that it's seeing competitive play makes me so happy. Get your enchanteds now. I'm just saying. The thing about it is, like, the Black Cauldron, you're never going to run 4. Some people are running 1, some people are running 2. So, yeah. But if you don't have an enchanted Black Cauldron and, like, you're into that kind of thing, I think they're going to see more play. So, yeah. So, yeah. Favorite match from the weekend was probably that the Amber Sapphire Mirror. Ton of fun. If you haven't looked up an Amber Sapphire build and, like, looked at it, like, again, I don't know that it's definitely not the strongest deck in the meta, but it is competitively viable. It will win set champs, and I just think it's fun. You've got here's the other thing. Here's the thing about Amber Sapphire. From a spectator perspective, having a board wipe in a deck is fun, because you always have an out in the end game. It's a real bummer when you're watching a game and, like, the writing's on the wall for, like, 3 turns, and there's absolutely no out, and they're playing it out. But the fact that a Raging Storm exists or a Be Prepared exists in a deck means that there's always a chance, and so that's a ton of fun. Like, nobody likes watching a football game when a team is losing 28-3 in the third quarter, unless you're the Patriots in the Super Bowl against the Atlanta Falcons. Never forget. But nobody likes watching a football game where a team's down 28-3 in the third quarter, because you're like, why am I even watching this game now? The fourth quarter is the game's done. Why am I even watching? Or a soccer match where a team's up like 4-0, with 20 minutes left. You're like, why should I even watch the last 20 minutes? It's the same. And when you have, but imagine if there was a mechanic in soccer where a team's down 3-0 and there was a way to instantly get 4 points, like a very, very small chance, but instantly get 4. You'd be like, okay, there's a chance, maybe there's a chance. That's what the board wipe does. It gives you that out. And so when you're watching and you're like, oh man, odds don't look good, but maybe he top decks the Raging Storm. It's just fun. So anyway, reprint the Amber Mufasa. Yeah, Amber Mufasa would be sick. You and Humble would be I think Hummel would be. I would agree with you. Ember Mufasa is just so much fun because that's another great spectator card, a high rolly card. By the way, Andy, since you're here, did you see on Patreon the playmat preview that we're doing? Because if you did, I'll have to go back and check the comments. I haven't checked them yet, but I'm interested in your thoughts. Because yeah, we're gonna work on that. I think for the Patreon folks, we're gonna do either I'm gonna try to get like them signed or something. I don't know. I'm gonna do something for Patreon, but I'm interested in your thoughts because I think they're kind of cool. I don't know. The thing about doing playmats is, we've done playmats in the channel before. The thing about playmats is people collect a lot of them, and it's only after so many set champs and all of and you know Lorcana sets come out, you end up with like 20 of them, and then another playmat's like, why do I need another playmat? But the thing is, if you're gonna do some kind of merch like for the channel, there's not much else you can do that's easily accessible that allows you a ton of creativity. That's not a sticker. So if I want to step it up, you know, you can't really produce deck boxes. You can't really produce binders. You can't really produce, you know, card sleeves you kind of can do. But even then, like high quality card sleeves that last, it's tough. But a playmat you can do. So we're going to do one. Fairy Queen Tink says, speaking of events, Fairy Queen Tink says she's going to be at the Diet Coke Invitational, which I'm excited about. I am 50-50 on whether or not I'm going to be there this year. I really want to go to the Diet Coke. But that weekend, Aaron and Elena are going to be out of town, and I was trying to decide if I was going to, go to stay with Aaron and Elena that weekend because I can't take work time off, so I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to fly out to visit them on the Gulf Shores like that weekend or whether I was going to stay here. And if I'm going to stay here, then I will drive up to do the Diet Coke Invitational probably. That does mean me missing the LAFC Austin FC game, but which is tough. But so Aaron won't be there. So I don't know. I'm 50-50 on Diet Coke. I owe Kirby a note in the next couple days about whether or not I'm going to make it. So Zer's voice. I mean, if you want to, I mean, I wouldn't say let's talk. Let's talk about cost and stuff. I'd be interested to see what that would look like and what the logistics would be, because that could be fun. Let's talk. Let's talk. Amy says the Black Cauldron Enchanted market price is 68, but the lowest sale on TCG is 95. Yeah, the thing about here's the other thing about the Black Cauldron Enchanted. When Black Cauldron gets on the board in these matches, it goes out and it stays out, like it sticks, right? And it's gonna be out for a while because there's not a ton of item removal. And it's that Enchanted art is just so menacing, and it just has this like presence on the board, which is super cool. So it's an Enchanted that you kind of want to play. There's other Enchanteds, like Enchanted Actions, where you're like, you know, here it comes, and then it goes to my discard pile. And everybody's like, oh, that's an Enchanted, there it goes. But like the Black Cauldron is just going to sit there and be all dark and brooding and menacing and loading up zombies into it for you know, a bunch of time. So I think it's a fun card to play, which is super cool. Yeah, Diet Coke. All right. I need to take a look at the results from Melbourne to get ready for tomorrow. What's everyone's, again, I keep asking about Melbourne, but I saw the meta breakdown. I need to take a look at the top lists. Let's see if I can do this. It's going to be the wrong screen right now. Okay. Let's do... Nope. Live overlay. Okay. And... Nope. This is weird. I don't know why. This one works. That's crazy. Just 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. For some reason, like Streamlabs drops the screen mirror source. So let's do this. Okay. We're gonna do this. And I think I'm gonna open a box later too. I got gifted a box last weekend, and it's Rain of Jafar. There's nothing I really want in there except the Enchanted, so I think I'm gonna rip it just to see if this gifted box is cool. All right, this is in like Inception. Hold on. There we go. Whoa. All right, let's roll this thing down. Look at that. I sort of know what I'm doing, and sort of. All right. Let me take a look at this. All right, so this was the winning deck list, huh? I know Molestar. I saw. You know what's funny about Molestar? I saw his post on Twitter about his Swiss run, and I was like, oh man, this guy's doing great. And I commented, I'm like, hey, keep up the good luck, or keep up the good work, you know, going into the top cut, and then he goes down and wins the whole thing. So, so this is dogs. I see nothing super spicy in here. The Grandmother Willow, though, I knew people were super high on this card. Fun fact, because I didn't see much Amber Emerald in my tournament yesterday, I didn't see like any Grandmother Willows, but I know they're doing work in dogs. So do you see this lady? Yeah, you see that? Under the Sea is back. You have 3 Chromacons. Yeah, it's a fairly standard dogs list. Although you have the little baby webbies. You don't have the other webbies, but most people don't run them. Nani Stage Manager. Okay, I mean sneaky card draw, well statted. Yeah, okay, cool. It's dogs. Anybody watch the finals? Because I need to go back and watch them because I haven't yet. And I love a good finals. All right. Let's see. Aiden, will I be at CCS Houston? Yes, I will. Marizola, thanks for the follow. I appreciate you so much. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for the follow. Wantek, did you watch the first 3 games and went to sleep? Did you watch the first 3 games and choose to fall asleep, or watch 3 games and fall asleep on the couch? Because I'm not gonna lie, the last couple years, the falling asleep on the couch for me has been something I've accidentally been doing more often. Dog Normus, of course you were there for the finals. Of course. I know the dogs at this point call out to you. Even if you weren't watching, you'd sense something were amiss and that you'd need to go watch. Aiden, what do you play at CCS? What do you like to play? I mean, you know, like the best options right now. Both the top 2 decks, I mean, are familiar, you know? Oh, yeah. Okay, East Coast. Yeah. I get it, Wantek. Yeah, these overseas tournaments are really tough. Grandmother Will on Friday. Almost everything played for free. It's awesome. So this is Blurple, and yeah, it's Blurple. Look at it. Okay. There is nothing in this list from Winterspell besides Let It Go. It's wild. Absolutely wild. I mean, you're running the 1 Hypnotic Strength. Yago. I mean, I suppose the nice thing is, in a hobby that can be kind of expensive to play competitively, you build this list 3 sets ago and you just keep playing it. um, and your Dumbo investment paid off, right? Like if you bought Dumbos and Fabled, you're like, yeah, totally worth it. I'll play him for like a year. Wild. Wild, wild, wild. Blurple never changes. Yeah. Willow just supercharges yellow green. Yeah. Yeah. Man. I'm catching up on chat. Yeah, I hear you, Andy. I peak dad mode. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like you have peace and quiet for the first time and you just kind of like relax and then or if it's like you have free time and you're like, I don't want to give up my free time and go to bed. And yeah, it's something like that. Aiden, I will absolutely look at deck options. Yeah, send me a note. Yeah, Let It Go is new for Blurple, but it is from set 1, so it's crazy. No item removal, poor chap. Yeah, I guess did the Chromacons do work in the finals? Is that what happened? Didn't have any anti-item cards. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I kind of understand why you don't have anti-item cards. I mean, because what are you worried about? I mean, you're worried about, you could pick off a guidebook in other games, but really you put the item removal in there for the Chromacons, right? But in the dogs matchup, it's not the worst thing in the world to have to play around the Chromacon with Blurple because you're using Cat, you're using Hades, you're using Let It Goes, you're using Into the Unknowns. Unless they get a really fast start, though, I guess, because then you're trying to crack in with. So I guess to your point, if you're playing the Royal Guard and you're worried about early stuff, if they drop a Chromacon on 3 or 4, then yeah, it can be a little dicey. So I don't know. Yeah. So from the way you all are talking about it, I'm guessing that the Chromacon did some work here in the finals. I really need to go back and watch them. It's my homework for tonight, as well as to finish the Muppet Show, which I watched 10 minutes of before falling asleep last stream. So yeah. Justin did have at least one of the non-foil DLC promos from season 2. Really? Like the non-foil. Hold on. You mean like the non-foil Let It Goes? Hey Cole, thanks for stopping by. I'm just doing some studying for tomorrow, and I figured I may as well hang out and do it with some folks. I should be doing other things like moving my shelves and all the stuff that I've intended to do. Mail out postcards. Hi, Lena. I'm talking. Do you want to say hi, chat? Say hi, chat.
Hi, Cat.
Say, how are you?
How are you?
What else do you want to say?
Go.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
Hoop.
You say subscribe and follow and subscribe.
Type it bottom right side.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. Say bye.
Hey, go.
Have you been eating chocolate?
Possibly.
Yeah. Did you have a good nap?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. Can you close the door? Thank you. There you go. That's absolutely ridiculous. All right. Yeah, Chromie sure did. He decked for Blurple matches, or teched for Blurple matches to make sense. Yeah. Early Chromacons in game 1, 2 went to dogs. Game 3 went to dogs. Later Chromacon. Okay, cool. Yeah, I need to watch that match. But Chromacon is just it's so mentally taxing to play. So mentally taxing to play against. Speaking of mentally taxing, Andy mentioned Snowfort. Yeah, Snowfort is very, very good. Snowfort is very good. Particularly in Amethyst Emerald. I watched it do some work this weekend, and it's like Hidden Cove, but it changes the math in 2 ways. It's just crazy good card, and I'm really actually excited about it because I think it's incredibly viable, and it makes Amethyst Emerald a lot better. Just looking at JV Blurple list. Yeah. JV Blurple list. It's an understatement. Yeah, non-foil Let It Go. Okay. Yeah, I have a non-foil Chinese Let It Go. Back when I thought, I was like, man, I think this is going to be the only way to get the non-foil Let It Goes after they stopped making them. And then they brought them back for season 2, but I had already bought a Chinese one. And then I graded it because it was coming. I was kind of worried about authenticity and all that. So and then it came back a PSA 8. So I have a PSA 8 graded Chinese Let It Go from season 1, which was a silly purchase, but that's cool, right? That's cool. Splinks would appreciate it. Splinks, you let me know what you think about my Let It Go. Yeah, not for Let It Go. Spooky Side or Wasabi and Blurple when you face dogs. Yeah. 2 out of 3 games won by dogs was on the draw. Blech. That's wild. Although, I'm not as surprised by that because you don't see it too often, but dogs has a ridiculous line on the... So, like, the turn 4, and I can't math it out always, but I've done the math before in deck text and stuff, but the turn 4, like, ridiculous tramp where you can start stringing them together, that line's only available on the draw. Because you go turn 1, turn 2, and if you want to do an Under the Sea, you turn 2, Singer, turn 3, Lady, into, another card. So you have 4 characters on board. Then turn 4, 3 ink into the tramp. How does that work? Okay, or it's 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. So you have 5 on board. Yeah, so you can do that. So if you double drop 1s on 2, then you Lady free card, and then you end up tramping for you do the tramp for 2, and then you can find another tramp, do it for 1. It's a whole thing. I can't do the math right now, but there's a way to do it. But it's only available on the draw because you need the extra cards. So yeah, interesting. So here we have the Blurple deck that came in 3rd, it looks like. PBJ, who I'm not familiar with, but if anybody knows them, let me know. This has worked in the Tigger. I didn't see this as much in Blurple yesterday. I did see it in Amethyst Steel a little bit. This is a great card. So where I saw this used really effectively in this build was against Amethyst Steel when Blurple is on the draw, because it bounces it on curve rather than play the Genie. You end up... How did it work? Yeah, because you ramp it on 3, you bounce one of the cards they need for the Storm, or Strength rather. I was tired yesterday. I have to go back and watch it, but it actually worked really well in the Amethyst Steel matchup, which I found interesting, and it probably works well into dogs as well. But I wonder what we lose for this. Do you lose 1 cat? 1 Iago maybe? I'm interested to actually, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'd be interested to see the trades. Also, there's 2nd Hypnotic Strength in here. What is interesting to me too, like, I don't see many of these Blurple decks running the 9th ramp, which I know is a thing a lot of people were doing a while ago. I think more decks than not ran the 1 jump in Milwaukee anyway. So that's interesting. This is fun. Just catch up on chat. 2 out of 3 games, 1 yellow games on the draw. Alex Blair did awesome on stream with it. On stream with... Oh, yeah. On stream with what? Stefan the Tigger? You can tramp on turn 3 with the Willow. That's disgusting. That's so gross. Willow's so gross. Here's looking at the DLC Melbourne decks. Yeah. 4 cats makes you be like, okay, missing ramp. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So actually, Lux, the four cats makes you be okay missing ramp. Yeah, that makes sense. And also, one of the things I was noticing is the guidebooks, now that they're more popular. If you miss ramp, but on turn 2, you drop the guidebook instead, then on turn 3, before you, or on turn 3, you can ink. Then you have an extra 2 cards to find the ramp, so you can make up for it if you need to. And have the extra cards. But yeah, that makes sense, because the cat does give you a play on turn 3 as well. So yeah. Wait, who missed me hype? I was hyping up Enchanted Cauldrons. I saw Cauldrons do some silly things this weekend. I think Amber Sapphire's fun. I don't know if it's the best in the competitive meta, but it's viable and it's fun. All right, Amethyst Steel. So this is the 4th place deck. I did see these genies do a lot of work this weekend. I saw these genies do a ton of work in Emerald Amethyst. Really, really fast, especially when paired with it's not Pocahontas. Really, really good. This I did not see any of yesterday. That's interesting. Violet. She's an interesting include. A little evasive, but I don't know. In a world where malicious mean and scaries are running around, it's interesting. Okay, I have to know. There's no way you were running the D23 hooks, right? I think it's funny. Like, I know some people, I've seen people actually build decks where they've had like 2 enchanteds and 2 non-enchanteds, because they're like, I'm just gonna be honest about what's in my list. I'm not running 4 enchanteds, I'm running 2. But I don't know. I think that's super fun. What do y'all think? Like, back then they intended to do a first edition stamp, a la Pokemon. But I feel like what's fun, I feel like every game, to my knowledge, recently that has tried to do like a first edition print run has eventually just moved away from it. Flesh and Blood was like, we're going to be a collector's game. We're going to do first edition and not first edition. And then that crashed and burned, and they very quickly moved away from it. Pokemon moved away from it. Nobody does. Yu-Gi-Oh! Moved away from it, right? So, I don't know. What do y'all think about the first edition stamp? It's good. Good idea? Bad idea? So other than that, like this is interesting to me. Like, why? What's the deal? Because I guess... What's the deal with the Lenas? I mean, I guess they're evasive, so you can pump them. I mean, we're not running Hernotics. So it does give you a little extra. I mean, it's counter Dumbo, I guess. And you guess when they get boosted with the Madam Mim, then you can run into genies and stuff. So it just seems like anti-mirror tech. Hey, what would you like? Oh, you need the brush? Okay, there you go. You're welcome. Whoa. Oh, close the door. Thank you. Yeah. Hey, Color. Yeah, I was hyping Black Cauldron. It's fun. I watched it go off, and it's a ton of fun. There's nothing like, to me, there's so much fun watching people accumulate zombies in their cauldron, and you're just waiting for like this explosion. Yeah, utility in the 2-drop slot. I get it. I don't know. I know it gives utility in the 2-drop, but is that the best thing in the 2-drop spot? I mean, I guess so. If you take 4th in Melbourne, I mean, who am I to argue? But it's just I haven't seen it. Haven't seen it run much up until this point. It also doesn't synergize well with the cat because it can't take any damage. I don't know. Again, I'm not going to argue with a 3rd or 4th place finish, but I do love saw a lot of Svens running around yesterday. That card seems very good. Y'all remember when Rafiki, like 3 for a 3/3 rush, was like the thing to do? It was like some of the best removal in set 1, like 3 for a 3/3 rush, and look where we've come. A couple years from now, 4 for a 2/3 rush evasive challenger 3. That's yeah, that's a thing that happened. for dear life. So my playset because I'm a gremlin. 4 enchanted cauldron at 35 each. Man, I should have done that. Like, here's my thought. Any enchanted other than locations, but pretty much any enchanted that are in like the $20 or $30 range, I'm like seems like, I mean, because you can't go, like, they're not going to go down much more, right? Like, even in a world where the wall is like a $15 enchanted, that's like the floor, right? The wall is the floor for enchanteds. I think that's right. I think the wall is the floor for enchanteds. Even Snuggly Duckling is about there, but I don't know. Snuggly Duckling's cooler. The wall is the wall. So if you get an enchanted in like the $20 to $30 range, like, I mean, I feel like it's not, you know, you buy an enchanted for like 70 or 80 or even 120 or 200, like there's plenty of room to go down. But anyway, evasive quest for 1 can trade out with something with 3 willpower. Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's not, I guess to me, it's not a terrible card. It's just interesting to me. I mean, this has been around for a little while, and I didn't see it played a ton in the previous set, but maybe it was out there and I just wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I probably just wasn't paying attention. Yeah, JDZ and I told her, you did. You tried to buy, Color says, tried to buy a $10 wall and it popped to 12, and I was like, nah, yeah. Fun story, I actually have a wall, so I'm trying to complete, this is the worst, I make silly financial decisions, I make terrible financial decisions, and I'm trying to complete PSA sets of certain enchanteds, PSA 10 sets, and I'm trying to do it for Ursula's Return, because I have a lot of Ursula's Return, and that means I had to grade like the wall and Ariel's Grotto and like Snuggly Duckling. So I have a wall at PSA right now. And the thing is with the wall, like if it grades a 10, it goes from like $12 to like $35. And the grading fee is like $25. And if it misses, then you have a PSA 9 wall. And do you know what people want less than a raw wall? A PSA 9 wall. Because nobody wants a giant slab. Nobody wants a slab like this kicking around with a $12 wall in it. It's a pain to store. Nobody wants a wall, period. Nobody wants a PSA 9 wall. So it's like, you're paying 20 some odd dollars at the chance of getting something that is just actively taking up room that you can't get rid of, that nobody wants. And if you hit, so moral of the story is I should just go on eBay and buy a PSA 10 wall. If anybody else has graded them. So gross. Yeah, Wantech, there's some out there, Wantech, that I like, anything princess related, like Ariel Sonic Warriors before they announced the reprint had drifted to like $80 or $90, and I was like, that seems like a pretty good long-term hold. Here's another one. Okay, I do not take financial advice from me. Do not take financial advice from me at all. But if there were some enchantments I was going to speculate on, I would take a look at the Anna from Ursula's Return, because last I checked, and they may have gone up because I have a lot of them. Do some irresponsible whatnot purchases. The Ariel or the Anna was like a $30 or $35 enchanted, like 30 something on, and it's Anna. It's Anna with a sword in armor, and B, like, you can get an idea for the collectability of some cards when you look at the PSA 10 price, and the PSA 10 price for an Anna, it quadruples the value, and it goes from like $30 to like $120. So like, from a grading perspective, like, it doesn't make sense to like take a bunch of shots because if you miss like 2 or 3, then you're even anyway. But that tells me that there's a huge collector's market for that card, even though it doesn't see much play. And it's a princess, yeah, and she's a princess, and she's Anna, and she's frozen, and she's like 30 some odd dollars, and she's an enchanted from Ursula's Return with great art. Like, seems good to me. But don't take financial advice from me, please. Do not do that. All right, so this is the 4th place finish. Cool, pretty standard. I want to see some spice. Where's the spice? This is Magoo. All right, let's take a look at this one. Working down number 5. Okay, so we see some spice here. Okay, this is different. This is, I think, what people were expecting to see with this set. The last one's very, very standard. And now look at this. Yeah, but it's Anna with a sword and a shield and armor color. Like sword, shield, armor. It's like warrior Anna. Going out and crushing folks. That's super cool. So Christopher Robin here. Fun. A lot more aggressive bent to this one. You have Gigi there, kind of in the Lexington role. And then Angel. So I didn't get to see much yesterday. And again, I was watching a smaller tournament. But the tournament I commentated, Angel kind of underperformed, at least from what I was watching, which was interesting. But I know everybody's really high on her, and I'm sure she did work in the tournament. I just cards are such, they come at such a premium in this deck. I don't know, unless you're stringing together Docs or stringing together Demonas. But I guess you pair it. Well, yeah. Anyway, you got Sven in here still, the Tigger doing work in that slot. This is fun. Steel Champion. I want to watch this deck. Was this deck on stream? Because, I mean, there's nothing I would describe. I mean, nothing super spicy. The Steel Champion's an interesting card to me to include. That's one I wouldn't expect it. But I know GGs and Angels and Tiggers and even Christopher Robin do agree people have been working with. But I'd love to see this variation of the deck kind of go. Yzma's I saw work back in a lot yesterday, too. I actually saw quite a few Yzma's played. And I know she's popular again. Yeah, Anna, favorite from that set. Yeah, her art it's just really good. Sonic Warrior, though, is also really good. Those are my 2, I think, that I'm super excited. Actually, no, Ursula Deceiver of All Enchanted with John Loren and Nicholas Cole collaborating on that card. Like, that was Ursula's Return, right? Because Deceiver came out in Inklands, and Deceiver of All came out in Ursula's Return. Right? No. She was in Inklands too, because then John Loren and Nicholas Cole did the other Ursula in Ursula's Return. So, okay, yeah. Cool. Locations. I gotta find the locations deck. Amber Steel locations. That was the spice. Not the underdog Christopher Robin. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So this deck's fun. Different. All right. I'm working my way through. I'm going to find that locations deck. Hey, look, it's dogs. Although this one's different than the other dogs. Rhino in this one wasn't in the previous one. Stage Manager, still popular. What's up with this Jumba? Let's take a look here. Scrump. Ha. Okay. Interesting. Did Jumba get dropped on the board much yesterday? I mean, I guess, dogs at any given time has an average of like 4 to 5 characters in play anyway. And you start stringing together tramps, it's great. But did Jumba actually like get on the board much? I mean, this is very different. Look at the curve. So you drop that. I mean, Grandmother Willow helps as well. Draw 2. And then you can just go 1, 2. Deceiver. That draws you a card. Huh. But no Chromacon in this list. Instead, you get Scrum. 4 Under the Seas. Huh. This is interesting. I guess the other advantage of Jumba is he sings Under the Sea pretty easily. But interesting. Okay. It's very, very different than the other dogs list. I shouldn't say very, very different. Fairly different. Okay. What do we got here? All right. It's Diablos, some evasives. Oh, the Rockstar deck. No, that I didn't see Rockstar on that one. Did I miss Rockstar? Yeah, no Rockstar on this one. Rockstar is a card that's going to be good like forever and is just going to keep, as long as it's tournament legal, like finding its way to tournament decks at various times, including like Rockstar and Surfer. This list, he said, no, wait. This list, he said, no dogs allowed. What? What? No dogs allowed? That's funny. All right. I'm sorry. I got a lag. I can't figure out which one you're all talking about. So, okay. Let me take a look. So we got this beast, Snowfield Troublemaker. Okay. So he's just in there. 3-1 rush. And maybe he synergized with the location. What's up with this location? Okay. Okay. Interesting. Man, there's so many decks I want to see on stream. Okay. So it's pretty standard Amethyst Shell. But you have a lot of the normal stuff from last set. Diablos, Lumiere, Beast is interesting. So it's a pretty standard variation of with the addition of like Beast Castle for some instant lore gain. It's pretty much pretty good variation on what we're seeing last set, huh? Top 32, definitely not a dog deck. Nothing standard about that list. So Jingleberry, why don't you agree with this list? It's tough, you know, because I do the same thing sometimes, and I look at a list and I'm like, that's not how I would tech it, or I don't understand. But then it finishes in the top 8 of a DLC, and you're like, well, I mean, everybody can have their day, but yeah, evasive heavy ruby, yeah. You need to outquest dogs. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah. Dogs are very popular right now. So what are we seeing here? Okay. So okay. Is this the one you all are excited about? Beast Castle, Finale, Herc, Peter Pan, Diablo, all not standard. What do you mean? What do you mean, Lux? What do you mean? Diablo is seeing play last set. Herc seeing play last set. I mean, I guess it depends. I'll go back to a color, I promise. I guess it depends on what your definition of standard is, but I guess what I would say is I saw plenty of Diablos played last set. I saw Hercules worked into this list quite a bit. Sisu's I saw played as well. I mean, maybe in different variations, but none of these cards are ones that I look at and I'm like, oh, those, I'm surprised that card is seeing tournament play. All of these I definitely saw. A Peter Pan, maybe not. That one is not one I saw a ton of. But I did see Herc sprinkled into this list and Diablos. But I mean, if the colors, like if the standard consensus was shifting away from that near the end of the set, and now people move back to it, I get it. But all right, I'm gonna need a few minutes to decipher what's going on here. Boost Genie should replace Sisu. That's fair. Boost Genie's ridiculous. Boost Genie's nuts card, especially and to your point, Jingleberry, that's a great point. It would help you outrace dogs. So Yeah. Lux says, I would argue the Palace Garden Tisu should never come back or not stand in this too, although who knows because this is a breakout. Yeah. I mean, fair. I mean, it's I will say, I'm not a Ruby Amethyst stan, so as far as what the community consensus is on where the list is and what the standard build is, and then where people moved away from it, like over time, I'm not there. I just know what I've seen played like last set, so it's fair. Divine Intervention saved him on stream. Fascinating. All right. Hey, Enchanted Kim, what's going on? Okay. Locations. This is kind of nuts. So what are we doing here? We're dropping early. Look, I gotta go. I gotta go back and watch the stream. When? What round was this on stream? Do y'all remember? Because I need to go. I need to go back and hunt this down and see what it's doing. The person made this list look incredible. What do you mean? Oh, as far as playing it? Yeah. Hey, Kim, congratulations. Kim just won a box at a win-a-case tournament. Finally home and ready to chill. So question, Kim, did you do it with princesses? That's the question. I always have. Okay, so what are we doing here? So, I mean, John Silver, always amazing with locations. But you're dropping stuff early. Okay, so you've got the ones for the 1/4. Draw a card and discard your filtering. Castle Wyvern. So it's all like the one move cost. Seven Doors Mines, we know. Elsa's Ice Palace. Okay. This is mean. This is interesting. So you got the reach there. You're just drawing cards, dumping locations. I mean, so to me, you have the removal. So early game, against dogs and early decks, you've got the hooks, Calhoun's, kind of shut things down. But you have the ability to take an aggro line with Nalas, so you can kind of get under things, and then Amethyst Chromacon, similar like the burn deck, you're just drawing, because all your stuff is low, so you're just dropping multiple threats. And on a turn, even if you draw into like, I'm just thinking this through, even if you draw into like, let's say these cheap locations, you top deck like a Zootopia and a Castle Wyvern. Well, now you're dropping 9 willpower on the board, which they have to deal with. Interesting. I gotta go back and watch this. Blink says I was talking about you. I was talking about some stuff, and I wanted your opinion. That was a while ago about slabs. Okay, Kim says with a not spicy amethyst steel list. Oh, that's unfortunate. I tell people all the time, Kim, like when princesses come up, I'm like, if you want the princess meta, like if you want to know where princesses are at, go follow Enchanted Kim, which you should be anyway, but like go follow Enchanted Kim. She's always got the princess spice ready. Yeah, I need to watch this played because this is one of those decks that I don't know. Thanks for the follow, Rata. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I feel like I'm close to a subscriber goal, but I don't know what that is right now because it just like auto updates. But as a note, before I talk more about this location deck, or try to, because I have no idea what it's trying to do. I am working on emojis. Knives' wife is an incredible artist and did all his emojis of his little character, and so I asked her to do like red pandas for the channel. So we're gonna work on some like red panda emojis and get you all some custom stuff for anybody, followed or subscribed, or I don't know how that works, but all I know is that I'm really bad at Twitch and I'm trying to get all my stuff better. So that'll be there soon, hopefully. Hopefully. So this is wild. Okay, so all right. Then after Transform Tunes is played, After he'd get to 12, the game was over because he'd burn them out. Yeah, I mean, I see the burn. I mean, you got the White Rose, you got the Honeymarons, Cobras. So the burn is there. And then, yeah. Okay. I mean, what? Man, this is, if this deck takes off, like, this is super cool. If this deck takes off, this is one of those things that it has the potential to like distort the meta. Because if players even if this is like 10% or like 8 to 10%, its presence in the meta, if you auto lose to it, means that everybody has to account for it. And we're going to see shifts in builds and different cards worked in out of like the current, what we consider like optimal lines. And the thing is, like, I don't even know if like location removal is worth it with this, because there's not really high impact locations the same where there were like Queen's Castles or whatever else. They're all like moderate locations. But if you used some sort of location removal action to get rid of a single like Castle Wyvern, it's like, okay, cool, you know. I guess people could splash in that Armageddon, but whose name I can't remember, but like as a one of, but I don't know. This is crazy. Different location round one. Yeah, I'll have to look. I'll see if I can find the other one. He just slammed locations the turn after John Silver and gained like 11 lore one turn. Yeah, I mean, it's a great point, because like you have the John Silver in play, right? With all the one cost locations, especially if you have a Chromacon in play, with all of the one cost locations, John Silver, even on play, going into the turn he can quest, represents potentially 4 lore. Because even with an empty hand, you draw for, or assuming you have one card in hand, you know. Well, really, I mean, it's really how much ink you have available, or cards you have available. Because with the Amethyst Chromacon, you're going to draw 2 cards a turn, and you slam like 3 locations. That's dumb. It's crazy. This is fascinating. I hope this takes. I might build this. Should I build this? Who's building this? Like, are we all building this deck now? Because here's the other thing. Look at how expensive is this deck? Because I guess Lilo is probably, what's Lilo at? Has she gone up much? Because she's probably the most expensive thing in here. Yeah. Yeah. She's got to be. No, I'm sorry. The D23. The D23 Hook is the most expensive thing. But if you're not going to run the D23 version of Hook, I think the Lilo is the most expensive thing. That's wild. That's sick. Characters early, drop a bunch of locations later. John Silver questing for a bunch. Yeah. The opponent was trying to race, and I was like, he doesn't really. Yeah. And then this is dumb. That's crazy. Location mayhem. Who built this? Who is Corded Conch? Somebody let me know. I gotta hunt this person down. I gotta send up my scouts. We have to. All right. Look at this. We have to find Corded Conch. That's my mission. This deck. I want this deck to go away in the worst way. Every version of this deck, but the Ink Geyser version in particular. So what are we doing here? I mean, we got the Clarabelle, so we're not running the Bends. John Silver, Ink Geyser instead. I heard Ink Geyser did some work. And then we've worked in Strike a Good Match because they've been reprinted, which is super cool. It's a great Strike a Good Match is such a good card. And I'm super glad it exists. It's just one of those, like, I don't know, it's like Lightning Bolt and Magic, or like Develop Your Brain. It's one of those like cards that you kind of hope is always kind of sticks around. So yeah. Ink Geyser, though. Blech. Ink Geyser, Clarabelle. Yep. It's Emerald Amethyst. What are we doing here? Dogs with variants. Per standard, Chromacons. baby lady to go a little faster. Daisy Ducks. I saw some of the other ones weren't running the like super aggro lines, but this one is more aggressive. And Chromacons. Cool. So Grandmother Willow just juiced these, huh? It's like I'm gonna take dogs and make it even better. Okay, cool. So we're getting a little bit further down. Blurple. There's your item hate. As a one of. Okay, it's Blurple. Yep, it's Blurple. Tigger can draw one. Tigger can draw one. Somebody by DKP. Okay, somebody explain. Tigger can draw one. 2 or less to the player's hand. Tigger can draw one. I don't get it. Okay, pretty great. I like Ink Runner as a one of. I think that's fun. Okay. All right, cool. I mean, it's okay. I was about to start looking for spice. Here we go. What do we got? It's fast, right? Lilo, Lady. There's the Tianas. Amber still Zoomies. Yeah. I'm way behind the chat. Yeah. I might meet you over there. A lot to do though. I might work on the show over there maybe. Yeah. Switch subscriber goal is 50 and followers is 500. 4 away from 500 followers. That's cool. What happens when we hit 500 followers? It just switches the goal again. There should be some like big thing that happens when we hit that. Anyway. Enchanted Cam. Yeah, now we're 3 away from 500. 2 away from 500? Oh, that's cool. Thank you all. I want to know what happens. I don't know why. I don't know why it pops. Again, I'm bad at Twitch. I don't know why the overlay has 2 names popping up, but there it goes. Best thing is Belle, Cindy, maybe Moana. Someday we'll have Princesses meta. I feel like we're closer to Princesses meta than I feel like we're pretty close. I mean, Cinderella, Moana. I mean, you have utility princesses. Yeah, I don't know. Gotta be close. This location deck feels fairly good into Sapphire, Emerald. Probably. This is the top 16 match. Yeah, I need to go. Okay, I need to go watch that. Oh, look at that. One away. Thanks, Hutch. Okay, well that's 500. Did anything happen on the Twitch side? Did it just like? Did we do it? Did we do the? Now I gotta go check my manager things. Did I do a thing, or did it just like switch the goal? Because that'd be that would be a huge letdown, wouldn't it? Let me see. Nope. Oh man. Okay. Maybe I should. Thanks. It just raises the goal. Oh man. Did you have the alert turned on? I thought I did. I don't know. I'm really bad at Twitch. I thought I did. So this is the subscriber goal or the follower goal dance. Something else happens with a hype train, but I don't know what it is. I just I don't know. Okay. Well, thank you all for the follows. I appreciate that, and for helping me see what happens when we hit a goal, which is apparently nothing. But I guess I guess it'll be part of the giveaway tomorrow. I was saying earlier in the stream, I think tomorrow, I think it's gonna get here in time. Splinks hooked me up, and we did some trades for some stuff, and I ended up getting an extra Disneyland or Disney World mat. the fabled one with the red stitch edges and all that was difficult to get. So I got an extra one, and I think I'm gonna give it away tomorrow on stream. So so come back tomorrow at 8, and we'll run the giveaway tomorrow. So that'll be, I'll say that's part of the 500 follower giveaway. So as well as the dance, you all get the dance. This is the extent of the dancing I can do sitting in a chair. Hey, 501. Was that the new goal? Because we hit that immediately. Thanks, Suddenly Pandas. All right. Calhoun Dock is the most expensive card. Inkdex is $46. That's crazy. Nala and Lilo. Oh, I forgot Nala was so expensive. Yeah, she was really expensive for a while early in the set, but I feel like she's come down a little. His name is Carlo. Okay, so Carlo. I'm gonna write that down. Isn't that fun when you're like, I guess it's the same thing we were talking about with Kim and the Princess deck. Isn't it fun when the meta comes to meet you where you're at? You're like playing a deck, and then all of a sudden you get like the last couple things, and you're like, oh, and then you are all of a sudden like meta relevant. And you're like, I've been here the whole time. You know, Kim, it'd be like you saying, I've been playing princesses since before it was cool, and now you all are coming to me. He's a follower of Sauron. Carlo. Yeah, the thing is, knowing people's real names, one of the things I've learned trying to hunt people down is knowing people's real names is only so helpful. What really works is finding people's Discord names. That's the trick. It's like, what's the Discord handle? Yeah. Want to take Frank out to meet him. Bouncing Tipo being counted as drawing. Oh, maybe color, maybe, because yeah, you ink him then, right? Like you get Tipo back and then you ink him. That's funny. Okay, I'm so far behind in chat. Oh, now I'm at the chat where we hit goal. Yeah, color. I have learned that when you comment on your like subscriber goals, like people unfollow, and I don't know why. Like maybe as a joke, or I know Wonder did it as a joke, but like I've had that problem all the time. So, I got this notification from YouTube that we'd hit, and nobody can see this, but that we'd hit 7,000 subscribers, and I was like, yeah. And then I went and checked, and immediately I was at like 69999, and now I'm at 6998. So, because I said something, I'm like, yeah, we made 7,000 subscribers, and people unsubscribe. It's a thing. So I just no longer, I like no longer talk about it. He lives to troll you. Dancing Liam is terrible. Ruby Steel deck, it's $25. All right, it's cool. What I'm gonna do, I mean, are there any of the lists I should check out that are on Inkdex? I'm just trying to look for more spies. I see Amethyst Steel. I see dogs. Here's a question. Why do this one's Emerald Amber and not Amber Emerald? Emerald Amber, not Amber Emerald. But the spiciness is at 45%. What is definitely not a dog deck? Hello. This is a Lilo and Stitch deck, is it not? Look, dogs 1, 4, or 5, and you have the tramp, and you have this tramp. Stitch characters, you have, I guess Bobby's probably a dog too, but we're not going to count him. But look at Lilo and Stitch. You've got Lilo, Pudge, 12, 16, 20, 22, 26. This is definitely not a dog deck. This is a Lilo and Stitch deck. There's 26 Lilo and Stitch characters in this thing. What are you doing, Rexy? All right. And you got this little Stitch guy comes out here. This seems like a great utility card, especially in the mirror. Or targeting a Dumbo seems... Well, no, Dumbo just uses abilities, so we're going to do. But Okay. A little David comes out, guards things. Pudge comes out quick. So on turn 1, you can drop Lilo and Pudge. On turn 2, you can play David and Bodyguard, or you play Stitch to give the extra lore plus another 1. You could also go Lady on 1, and then Lilo, Pudge, Stitch on 2, quest for 3. Turn 4, play the David and whatever else, daisies if you want, and then you've got. Oh, okay. This seems silly. Is this the one, Color, is this the one you said, like, that the Rockstar Stitch drew, like, a bajillion cards and just did work? Isn't Stitch... No, well, no, Stitch isn't a dog, Obs. I mean, so we jokingly call him a dog, and I guess Stitch knew dog. He's not technically a dog. I mean, I guess it depends on, what part of the movie you're in, right? Like, if you're in the first part of the movie, it's like, David, I got a new dog. Oh, wait? Are you sure that thing's a dog? Yeah. He used to be a collie before... He used to be a collie, right? He used to be a collie before he got run over. Stitch is troubled. He needs desserts. So I guess... even in the beginning there, he's not a dog. He's not a dog. Because they're like... all of our pets are adoptable. Except that one. It was dead this morning. Wait, it's a dog, we think. But it was dead this morning. Well, we thought it was dead. It was hit by a truck. Lilo, are you sure you want that dog? Yeah, he's good. I can tell. What was the other funny line? Oh, yeah. The other funny line I love from there is, it's like, we need something sturdy. Something that won't die. Yeah, like a lobster. Lilo, you Lolo, do we have a lobster door? No, we have a dog door. We are getting a dog. All right, sorry. Yeah. So that's fun. Okay, this deck seems sick. This looks fun to me. Like, I don't know. And it also, I'm not gonna lie, it seems a little bit easier to pilot than the standard dog build. But Chromacon's mean. Yeah, this is cool. The one thing about this deck is traditionally, because there's not a ton of card draw, right? Like Stitch is the card draw. Difficult to get to 6. And I guess with Willow, you have to get to 5, which is easier. But it's still difficult. And that's probably where, that's definitely where the skill comes in, because you really got to temper what you're doing. And Uninkables too. You got 12. So I guess you got 16, which isn't terrible. No, yeah, 16, which is not terrible. But looks fun. What do you think? Lilo and Friends. Yeah, that's what we'll do. This is cool. Lilo's paper said he was a dog. Yeah. It's funny. So, okay, I'll give you this, Obs, who's chatting it on YouTube and says Stitch is a dog. When I've built like a heroic dogs deck, and I've built some other like dog themes puppy decks, and I do put Stitches in there, and I cheekily say he's a dog, so that's fair. But you still got a lot of I guess 12 of them. I don't know. Lilo and Friends. That's what we're gonna do. The purple green decks, Farns, I have not looked at yet. I saw some this weekend, but I didn't again watch much of this stream. So here's the top one that I can see. Oh, look at this purple. But I'll look at the top one. Purple green I think is really good, this set, to be quite honest. I know there's some debate about it, but I think it has some really fun lines. It's the standard purple core, but yeah, this is what I like. The one I saw yesterday wasn't running the Fred Honeywell, but I could see how that could be fun. But this here, like running the Pocahontases with the genies, like things can get out of hand really quick. Go-Go in this meta is really good. I know we've known that for a while, but there's so many big bodies, especially in Blurple, that Go-Go can net you, a ton of lore. I mean, Lewis is always good. Snowfort. This card is bonkers. In this build, like it changes all of the math, and it just changes all the math. So, yeah, I really like Amethyst Emerald, or Emerald Amethyst, depending on your flavor. It's mid-range, right? Like it's classic mid-range. It can go very fast if it wants. It has very, very aggressive lines. But if the game goes long, I mean, it's got some decent top end. It goes into the Elsa, then hits the Demonas. It can do some work, bouncing stuff around. You got the card draw, and then this. I mean, the thing. The thing with Donald Duck, you pair him with the genie, right? Because the genie sits out and he's innocuous, and it gives you extra reach, because now with the existence of Fred Honeywell, like when genie's in play, you have to account for that extra. If they have 5 ink, you drop him, boost genie immediately, get him an extra 2 lore. So if you're doing the math, like he changes the math, and you have to play around the extra card boost. And then if the Pocahontas is in play, it's even worse. Thanks for the follow, Papio. Now 502. Well on our way to whatever the next goal Twitch set for us is, which is probably, it was 502, right? Like that's what the next goal was. It's probably like 700. I really wish it did something cool. Like I need. There's probably a way to set Twitch up so it does something like really, really fun and goes nuts when we hit a goal, and I didn't know how to do that, so I didn't, because I'm getting better at Twitch. But I really love Emerald Amethyst, this set. The one problem is, I mean, can it go faster than dogs, or some of the other aggro dogs builds? I mean, it can shut Lewis helps. So I don't know. That would be the one thing. Like, can it go faster than dogs? Because from a control perspective, but I guess you have the Diablos early, so I mean, a 3/2 evasive challengers 2 is nothing to shake your fist at, and Webby can give it a little kick. So yeah, I don't know. If I had to play in a tournament tomorrow, I think I'm bringing this, just because it's my play style and it's fun. Mid range is great. Let's scroll down and take another look. Okay. I want to look at 2 more. This one looks super spicy, but I also want to look at this, because look at this. A certain colors law has been talking about these colors for ages. Somebody tried to say yesterday, Jeremy was like, Jeremy is the one who's been talking about these colors, and I was like, Jeremy has true, but give color her due. She's been on these colors for ages. Let's see, Obs. Does Lilo enter Stitch in Dog Show? I mean, if it's not in the main movie, I don't know. I'm not way out in the extended universe, but I mean, Stitch can play a dog if he needs to, and if there was a dog show with a really cool prize, I'm willing to bet Lilo and Stitch would collaborate to go win that thing. So yeah, Snowfort, Blue Steel Champions. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense, Andy. Hasn't the reset goal and probably went to the end next stream. Oh, so we're just what do you call them in Kickstarter? It's your stretch goal. So we're like stretch goal now. Although I shouldn't talk about it because people unfollow when you talk about it. So we're stretch goal now. So the goal for this stream now is 505. Let's do that. in the unofficial goal in my head. Needs more cauldron. Look at that. Yeah, Relic. 503 now. I'm doing this math in my head. I'm not positive. You all have to let me know if I'm off. But like 503. That's cool. Thank you. Yeah, this this list is super fun. I watched it, and these colors, you're not used to them. You see them in different combinations, but and this one's slightly different than the ones I saw this weekend. The ones I watched didn't have Scuttle. Definitely had the Surfer Stitch. Wasn't running Nakoma, but super well statted character on 4. Totally get it. But it's doing blue ramp. It doesn't have to, but it likes to. It really wants to. And then so you hit the ramp on 2. So you're skipping 3 into 4. On 4, you're dropping, Cinderella to double ramp if you can. But then you've got, Nakoma there as well, in that slot to get a well-statted character on the board. But, like, you're going into the Blurple endgame, but the difference is you've got the Raging Storm on the back end to, like, clear things out. And frankly, in this meta, I mean, almost most of the decks want to go wide at some point. And most everything's character based except that ridiculous locations deck we saw. And if that thing takes off, then some of these other decks are in trouble. But Ink Runner, gives Nakoma some great, like on 5, Nakoma's running into genies and stuff, or on 4 rather. But then the Cauldron, like the end game with the Cauldron is so fun, because it seems like a slow card, but like once you drop it on the board, if you spend 2, because your discard pile has so many utility cards. You've got Stitch, which can draw you cards. You've got Hades, which can banish a character. You've got, I mean, the others are smaller, like support things that you throw in to like go wide near the end. Pete is just a must answer card. Cinderella you can pull out to accumulate ink, and it accumulates so much ink that at the end of the game you have like 2, 3, 4 characters under your Cauldron, and after a board wipe you can flood the board with basically your second hand. And like Scuttle is a great closer in this particular build, because you out from the discard pile drop a 5/5 ward on the board. If all you need is a couple lore to close out the game, Scuttle's going to do it for you. It's fun. And I love the Cauldron mechanic. I really, really do. When it came out, I think all of us looked at Cauldron except for Color. The rest of us looked at Cauldron and we were like, man, that's a little slow. It's a bummer that it has to exert with both abilities. That card's not great because, you can only do 1 per turn. But it turns out that in the right build, it actually is pretty good. And if you nerfed any of those abilities and made it so you didn't have to exert to do either one, or made it so you could do more than 1 character, or made it so you didn't have to pay an ink, like this card would actually be busted. So I don't know. I think it's really fun. I think it's really fun. And also, I maintain that this is the most aesthetically pleasing of all the color combinations. I don't know why. Yellow and blue. Maybe it's because we haven't seen a lot of it, but I find it delightful. Also, the deck's name is Explosion, which is pretty fun. Yeah, first to 20. It's a lot of fun to watch. Yeah. I really like it. GG Best in Show. There's the Cauldron. Yeah, deck looks sweet. Hey, Liam. Hey, Ixia's dad. Thanks for stopping by. And for the follow and everything. I appreciate you. Ixia is one of my favorite people ever. He's taken such good care of me with like fun stuff and a birthday card that he had Nicholas Cole sign. Low key, one of our original and most favorite people. So, Lorcana OG for sure. Oh, burn. Is it still kicking around? Yeah. I bet there's always going to be a burn deck, like a couple people on burn just wrecking people's day and having like 1 or 2 crack, the top 64. But all right, last list I'm gonna look at. Last one. Here we go. This is, pretty standard from last set with a couple new cards. We get the Willows in there, the Tigger, Ohanamin's family. Yeah, it's still good. It's still good, but like, I don't know. the question is, like, when you're going to run this package, is it better than Blurple? Like, can you beat Blurple? And in the old set, the inclusion of the Horseman Strikes gave you like some really good mid-game tempo swingy things you could do. Also, you're ramping with a Lantern potentially. Here, you're ramping with a Willow. But with this deck got, Willow and a little bit of card draw with the Haname's family, and Blurple got Let It Go, which you can sync for free and mess up the board, and like, I don't know. It's good. It's fine. I mean, with the right pilot, this deck will do well, but I don't know if in raw power terms it got better than the other decks that were running around last set. I still like it, but whatevs. It's that. Cool. All right, that's my rapid look through the lists, and oh wait, the 70% spicy green purple one that was streamed round 2. I'm not sure, Farnsworth. Let me see. If it didn't crack, I didn't get to watch much of the stream yesterday, so if you're talking about a green purple deck that was like 70% spicy, you're probably talking about a burn variant. Or maybe, I mean, all of the purple, the Emerald Amethyst decks tend to be considered pretty spicy now, because they're just not super popular. So it could have been a burn variant. It could also just have been pretty much any. And to give you all to back that up, like, here's what I would consider a pretty standard, like, mid-range package. It's the one we looked at earlier. And if you look at it, like, from a spice perspective, there's not a ton of cards that I would consider spicy, right? Because Genie is actually seeing some play in Amethyst Steel decks. Like, a lot of this is standard stuff that we've seen before. Pocahontas is new. Snowfort's new. Would I describe this as super spicy? I don't think I would. Donald Duck, honestly, to me, is the spiciest thing about it. Maybe, yeah, that's where I'd say this is probably the spiciest thing. But then you look at the deck and ink decks, and because the color combo is not that popular, it's rating it as like a 62% spicy, and it's just because it's counter meta in terms of color combo, and yeah. So you're asking about an Amethyst Emerald deck that's at 70% spicy range. It seems that pretty much any Amethyst Emerald deck is going to be ranked that, or around there. I'm trying to look for one more example. So I'm not sure which one you would have been talking about, but it was probably like just that tempo build. It was either close to that tempo build that I just showed, or a burn variant. All right, I said that was the last one. This is the last one. This is top 128 though, which is like good. Best thing about this deck though, look at this deck name: Mussolini's Blender, Greece and North Africa, 1940 World War II documentary. Okay. I mean, this is cool. I am fundamentally opposed, somewhere deep within my soul, to this color pairing. It ate my lunch so many times in previous sets that I just hate Emerald Steel, and I always will. Dislike it. Unless it's Pirates, because Pirates are cool. And the coolness of Pirates overrides my aversion to this color pair. But that's cool. Again, a lot of cards that we have seen before. I mean, Fishing Pole is kind of cute. But we did see Spessy do some work with this in Milwaukee. And it's been around. So, yeah, a lot of fun stuff. Inspector Chizuka. Kind of cool. 2/2/3 Bodyguard. Okay. That's interesting. Item hate here. 3 Benjas. That's a lot of item hate, though. This is really like, I don't want to play. This is like, I don't want to run into dogs, and I don't want to lose to Chromacons. When you play 3, that tells me you want to see at least 1 per game. Like that, you want to see 1 per game. That's what you want to see. And so this says, I'm scared of Chromacons, and probably rightfully so. So, that's fun. You play some, yeah, Bucky Matt, yeah. I don't know, like I don't know. I really hate those color pairings. 99. Wait. You all make me go back to the. You're all making me go back because I'm missing stuff. All right, I'm gonna go do one more thing here. There's a 99% spicy emerald steelist that took 72nd. Was that wasn't this one? Did I miss it? Looking for. Let's see. And wait, 72nd. That would be above the top 128. A 99% spicy emerald steel list. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. This is one I just looked at. All right. Sorry. There's a lag in the chat. Yeah. It was interesting. Like again, from a spicy level, like Inkdex looks at the meta. And so like when you look at this, you're like, okay, like is Doc spicy? No. Is Captain Hook spicy? No. Merfolk spicy? A little nowadays. Merfolk's not run a whole ton. But all of these are like cards you're like, okay, this Inspector Shizuka, maybe that's kind of new. I mean, family friend, I would consider this spicy still, even though we saw people, hey, thanks for the subscribe on YouTube, Shad. I'm now, Shad, if you're watching now, I don't know if you're watching this or you're subscribing to whatever older videos, but that makes 6,999 subscribers on YouTube. Unless I lost another one. So, yeah. That's the funny thing. As a fun note, like Streamlabs shows us when somebody subscribes on YouTube, but where with Twitch, like you're probably watching the stream. I'm pretty sure that Streamlabs is counting anybody. So even people watching one of our older videos from like a year ago, if they subscribe to it, would still pop up on the screen. So Shad, if you're here, thanks. If you're not, I mean, still thanks, but like you won't hear this. So anyway, it's kind of funny. 6,999. It's like when your car is about to roll over, you know? But yeah, so this list, there's nothing in here I would describe as like spicy in and of itself, but it's just the fact that the color pair isn't played together right now very much. Yeah, that makes it spicy. So, kind of cool. Yeah, Bucky. It's cool. It's cool. I like to see, you like to see, new or different decks do well. You like to see a wide meta share. And I don't know. I'm kind of excited about this meta. I do think, Blurple seems to be really good, but we are seeing a lot of decks with promise. That Locations deck is super fun. And I was saying at the beginning of the stream for anybody here, I think part of the popularity of Blurple right now is, yes, it's a very good deck, both that and Dogs, but the transition cost to move into Blurple and to play it right now is very, very low. So if you're going to go play in an event and Blurple is still like one of the top 3 decks, and you've been playing Blurple for many sets, and you know the lines and you know the colors and you have the cards, and all you need to do is dust off some Let It Goes from set 1, like blow the dust off and put it in your deck. Like, it's pretty easy to move into. So I do think a lot of the meta share that we're seeing right now in these colors is partially because the colors are good, but also because it's just easy to stay in a deck you've been playing forever. So if it's still good, like, a lot of people are just gonna do that. Even if you ordered like TCG Player, even if you wanted to play early TCG Player prices and order the singles that you need to build something new, like some of those still may not have even come in yet. So people are still waiting for some of their new cards in Winterspell. So anyway, as novel as Amber Sapphire is, you'd have to Trojan through Blurple matchups in best of 3 within time the whole day. Yeah, oh, dude, that's the problem, Funds, is like Amber Sapphire is very Blurple-esque, and yeah, it's gonna go super long. So yeah, that's the problem, is the Blurple Amber Sapphire games are just gonna be Blurple Mirror-esque. So yeah, it's grindy, and that's the problem. That's one of the reasons I play mid-range. Like, I don't like aggro so much. And let's face it, in Lorcana, there's not a true hyper aggro deck right now. I don't think. Dogs is aggro, but it's not like hyper aggro. But I don't like aggro playstyle. I don't like working with limited resources. It's just not my thing. And so the fact that you got to play Dogs in some games you may win with 2 ink, it's great. It's not my playstyle. I also don't love control because I don't like having to expend all that mental energy all day long and play like 50-minute rounds like over and over and over again. So that's why I like mid-range. It's always been my style, like mid-range tempo. So, you want blue-green to go away a little bit? Yes, I do. You know why, Devin? Because Black Cauldron. That's why. Because Black Cauldron. Because I find Black Cauldron so fun. And because I like the clean board. I don't know. Blue-yellow. So why I don't like blue-green is... Oh, thanks for the follow, Devin. By the way, you're 504? We're almost to our stretch goal of 505 that I made up in my head a little while ago. 505. If blue-green didn't have Clarabelle, like blue-green, it feels so bad playing because you get something removed from the board. You get something like you're welcomed and you're like, oh, there's my best thing, you know, heading back to my hand. And oh, you also get to draw 2 cards off the Clarabelle. Like, meh. I need to go in a little bit, but before I do that, because I gotta prep for the show, I gotta go do dinner and all that. But before I do that, I am gonna power through a booster box because I want to. So we're gonna see if we hit an enchanted in it. This was a gift, this box. So to do that though, I need to do some funny stuff with the cameras here. So let me see if I can do this. Because I could do the face cam, but yeah, I'm gonna try to crush a booster box. Boosties, yeah. Kiwisk. Boosties. Yeah, somebody gifted me this box last weekend. I won't say who, but I appreciated it, and now I'm interested to see if all right, let's see if this works. Okay, that's working. Okay. So I think I can do this thing here. Let's see. All right, y'all, you're gonna have to bear with me. I'm gonna do some live stuff here. I do some live stuff here with my computer. All right, hold on. Hold your horses. Hey, Mad Catter. Yeah, you all crazy CCQ over there. Send me a note in the Discord. Like, pop and let me know how it went. I caught a little bit of it. But yeah, I appreciate you stopping by, even though it's a bajillion hours late over there. All right. So bear with me, y'all. I got to work this out real quick. Just me to do this. Yeah, so this should be, we're not going to do this one. We're going to do this one. Yeah, okay. Here's a problem I'm having. So my dock does not like, I have one dock here. I need to get another one because it does not like doing my black magic camera input and my overhead at the same time. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to try something. And we're doing this live. I'm going to switch this to this. Okay. This is the unflattering angle with the web camera. And then now that I'm on this should be able to do this. Hold on. Come here, you. Whoa. All right. So, okay, look. Before we all say anything, I'm gonna get a better overhead camera. I promise. This is what we're working with right now. All right. Hold on. We work with what we got. But it's good, right? I mean, it's fine. I will do this to get rid of the glare, though. Woo! All right. So yes, this is Reign of Jafar. Yes, this is several sets old. But, you know, this was, this was a gift. And they said, hey, you have to let me know what you got. And it fielded, hey, Cregan, thanks for the follow. 505, stretch goal. We did it. Thank you, Cregan. I appreciate you. So, yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah, the bell mat is really nice. Big fan. Big fan. Oh, your friend was Archer Bell in Milwaukee. I remember. Great cosplay. Great cosplay. Yeah. The aerial one's really good. The aerial one is fun. Oh, Cregan, thanks for the subscribe. Dude, I appreciate it. That's super awesome. Thank you. I still freak out. Like, I tell people who subscribe, like, so I've been doing content since before the game came out. Like, we started in 2022, right? Aaron, I will be there. Do not wait for me. No, do not wait for me. Aaron says, Aaron on Twitch. No, do not. All right. Sorry. Hey, Nive. I was just talking earlier about, your wife, who's an amazing artist and who's going to hook me up. I commissioned her to do some stuff for the channel. So yeah, Knives' wife is an amazing artist, and she's going to do some awesome emojis and stuff, or stickers, or whatever it is for Twitch. But I was saying, Cregan, earlier, I've been saying recently that we started content back in 2022, and I was really, I don't know, like, live streaming was something that I wasn't like confident doing, really. So we did this show to provide some structure. And other than that, I never really did live streams. I did pre-recorded YouTube content, which was kind of our jam. And recently we've gotten to shorts and stuff like that. But a lot of people said, hey, like, you should do more streaming. It's a way to connect with people. Like, so I started actually, like, Heather, you'll have to let me know when I started doing it. Was like a month ago or a month and a half ago where I actually, like, for the first time started doing streams outside of Restream and started doing Twitch. And so for years I heard the little, like, subscriber noise, like, that would happen on people's channels and things pop up. And I'm not used to that because I'm not used to live feedback at all. Usually it's always just people subscribe to YouTube and I see numbers and all that. So I still get really, really excited, and I feel like a real content creator when subscribes happen and the thing pops up and follows and all that. So, yeah. So anyway, I appreciate all that is to say. I appreciate the subscribe a lot. So I'm just going to blow through this. I don't remember for Reign of Jafar. I don't think there's, like, much to chase in here. I mean, the enchanted's right. But I'm even blanking out on the playables that we're chasing in here from a value perspective. It's not a lot, is it? Twitter, like, that card's adorable. Look at her. Look at that. It's so cute. Fantastical, magical. There's Namari. That's true. That's true. There's Namari. Flynn Rider, super rare. This is fun. So, fun note on this one. I think this is Nocturne's first card outside of Ursula's Return. Nocturne, you may remember, is the artist who did, like, 5 Enchanteds in Ursula's Return, all of, like, cauldron-y ones. So, like, Ariel and Anna, and she did Cinderella. He did Jasmine. But those are all him, and it's a very distinct art style. And this is the first one that he's gotten, like, outside of those cards, which is really cool. So I was wondering if he was just going to do those and be done. But then he came back with that one, and I was like, oh, that's super cool. Into the Unknown, that's true. That's true, Zeus's voice. Like, from a value perspective, though, I mean, I guess it's a super rare, right? So there's some value there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Enchanted's always... there's Basil. I mean, Basil sees play, right? Wreck-It Route. Oh! Y'all. Um, well, the rest of this box is gonna be boring. I don't know what it is. Yeah, iconic, right? Like that, right? What is it? Juan Diego. Um, I mean, is there a better? I mean, there's some better ones, I guess, but I mean, it's beautiful. She's played. Um, wow. Oh man, you know, and the funny thing is, didn't know about opening this box because I've opened so much Reign of Jafar. I was like, I'm just gonna leave this one sealed on the shelf. But it felt rude because this was given to me as a gift, and they were like, let me know what you open. And I know that he wanted me to do something with it, and so it felt rude to like throw it on a shelf, like with all the other, like I have a few other Reign of Jafar boxes, and to like lump it in. So I was like, you know what? I will open the gift box. And okay. I mean, I don't have a penny. Oh, yeah, I do have penny sleeves. Look at that. Oh, Brittany, it's the last one you need to complete Reign of Jafar. Ah, it's it is really pretty. I hope. So I know Splinks is gonna ask, right? If he was here, centering is actually really good on the front. And the centering, you can only tell. You look at the gap between like this side and this side, and it's really really close. And the enchanted quality, like if you're into card grading, is really really good in Lorcana. And the back, I mean the back centering, it's a little bottom heavy, right? But other than that, it's good. This is definitely 10 candidate. The back centering isn't as important as the front, but left to right is really good. So it's just really beautiful card, and it's just a beautiful card. Oh man, I have to admit, this is my second one. The first one I had, I was going to grade it, but then I ran into Juan Diego at a convention, and I had him do a painting on it. So the one I had is painted on. So this now is clean, and that's super amazing. Okay, well, the rest of this box might be kind of anticlimactic, but you know what? We're gonna do it. Um, what else was in that pack? Y'all, I don't even know. Um, I don't even know. That's wild. Cregan, you there was good luck. There's a good luck sub apparently. So like what else do you hope for now? You know, Vinny. I love the art on this card. I don't know why. I find it adorable. So like what else makes the bucket like so you're hope for a second enchanted, right? You're like okay, on the off chance maybe there's a second. Fair Queen, I will keep the puzzle cards for you. But what else? What do you root for now? Like, I guess, I mean, there's obviously you want more legendaries, but it's a good card. I mean, that's a good card. Right. Lady's not, I mean, she's probably not super expensive, but what? Which, like $1, a couple dollars maybe? I mean, she has to be worth something. She sees all sorts of play, right? Foil discard. There you go. I've pulled a discard. I haven't pulled a foil. I actually pulled a discard live on stream too. Atataya. There's a Sultan. The super rare Jasmine's right. It's a good card. Foil rare. Everybody's got a weakness. I guess a foil legendary, right? Like that's where you're like. That's where you're looking for. I don't even know. I cannot believe she was in this box. Cannot believe it. Another rare. Foil common. That's good, right? Foil Rhino. So he's a playable card. Any foil playables, I feel like. Although, you know, with the new foiling, I know people are like hesitant. Which is the thing. Like, if you are at a point in your game where like your premier cards, like your foil cards, people can't play with, it's kind of a problem. Wait, Lady's about $10 right now, Andy? Really? Did I get any more? Anybody want to buy a Lady? So I guess there's your answer. The thing is, like, about the rares though, like that obviously won't stay. Years from now, she's gonna be $1. You know, there was a time. Okay, there's my chase, right? Puppies. There was a time when the Chernobog's followers, they're an uncommon from Inklands, which was like huge. Okay, first one. So second one will be. Oh, there we go. There's a legendary. Okay, there's a. Okay, this is a card that's just waiting to be broken open, right? Right? Like anything that says free on it. I don't know. Foil. Is this? I mean, this isn't a super commonly played tramp, but still. Is this a good? I feel like this is a good box, right? We got a tail wagger. This is crazy. Crazy, crazy. Ah. Oh, look, another double. Okay, so now do we get another Lilo behind this one? That would crack me up. No. Aw. I love the art on this. Very good art. And the Pluto. And the Pluto. So, gosh, fun weekend then. Yeah. So for those watching, I've mentioned a couple times now, but just I know people rotate in and out. But tomorrow night, we're gonna try to have some fun guests from the weekend on the stream. Do our best. With Australia, it's always hard to get people in because they, you know, start traveling and they're all on planes right now. But we're gonna have some of the top finishers from tomorrow, hopefully on. We're gonna have we're gonna try to have JD like connect a little bit from Australia. But then also I should be giving away. Oh, here's another. There we go. There we go. Beautiful card. Wish it was better. Kirkrist. But beautiful art. So I'm going to try to give away tomorrow if I can get it together. A Disneyland or Disney World playmat, the one that was sold out. Oh, look at this. Here come all the legendaries. Ah. Wantech, we're going to try to have JD on just for a few minutes. He's going to try to connect mobily from Australia. I'd love to be able to chat with him for a moment. He's not a new DLC caster. He did Milwaukee. And he did Worlds last year. So I assume you're being sarcastic. Also. I should do that. I'll bring him on tomorrow and say that. I'll be like, the newest DLC caster and Vegemite fan, or Marmite, whichever he ate. Arthur, also love that art, by the way. There's a Dapper Rascal. Oh, JDZ. I get it. JDZ quest. I get it. That's funny. There's another legendary. All right. This box is cooking. It's the Tinkerbell. All right. This is probably We say this is an above average box. It's nuts. Absolutely nuts. Napoleon. I'm the leader. I'll say when it's time to go. I'm the leader. I'll say if it was squeaky shoes. It was squeaky shoes. Yeah, lots of playable foils too. Yeah, you're right. Like lots of playable foils. I guess ladies $10. I didn't know, so that's really great. On the legendary side, like this is one of the sets. There's a couple sets where there's a ton of legendaries which you see playability or they're playable. You know, like well, really, Whispers is the big one, and we're like a ton of playable legendaries. This one though, I feel like you're really hoping for those Lilos. I got to reveal this card. We built a go-kart to reveal this card. It was probably an $800 reveal video, and I regret it a little because that go-kart is still in my carport. If anybody's in the market for a go-kart that needs a little bit of maintenance, which is currently covered by EVA foam and disguised as a candy cart, let me know. You must have a trailer to move it, and you must come pick it up in the Austin area. But I'll tell you what, if anybody here watching it, I'll give it to you for free if you want to come do that. Otherwise, I'm trying to sell it on Facebook Marketplace. But if you can get it out of the carport, Aaron will be very excited. That's 2 foil legendaries, or 2 foil super rares, because it's taking up a lot of space. Aaron, if you're watching, I'm sorry. Yeah, Amy, I really like them, and I don't know, I kind of want to keep 2, but also, I don't know, I want to give one away. So, we'll see. The Colonel, and comments are Pelennor. That is not a foil playable, but also fun art. So what do we want here? Like a 5th legendary would be cool. Second super rare, or second enchanted would be bonkers, right? I guess more ladies. Foil lady. Like, to take it really over the top, a foil legendary would be great, right? Look at that art by Christian Romero. Common. I mean, that's a playable, right? I don't like the art as much as Marcel's, but it's playable, right? Triple legendary pack. Yeah, that would be bonkers. You know that feeling, like, nowadays when you look in that first slot and there's a legendary and you know there's another one behind it, you're like, oh yeah. Yeah, the Coachman. Yeah. Okay, super in the first slot. That's a good card, right? Super rare, which means legendary better in the second slot. It's another super rare. Ismo, look at that art. Super cute. All right, super cool. And then, oh, a miscut. Oh no, look at that miscut. Yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. I do really like the connecting art thing, so everyone takes a drink. Yeah. I know what I have. Yes, Papio. Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's another one. It's a kind of a joke because like so many people who are new to Lorcana assume it's a wild miscut because if like it looks like one, right? And so like multiple times, every time they do connecting art, if you are on Facebook or Reddit or any of those forums, like people keep posting, I got a miscut, and it turns into a really funny game. Not a funny game. Box is ruined. Not on the miscut. I know. I've never gotten the matching one in a box though, right? Like the odds of getting 2 of the same foil, like the 2 foils you need in the box, are so low. That I've never gotten the matching one in a box. Oh, here we go. Brian Weiss. I forget which legendary he did in the set. I should know. I should know. Oh, yeah. Okay, no. I know. It's the Bambi. I like this card a lot. It's like right on the edge of being playable. I think it's a good card. It just doesn't quite fit anywhere. 5. 5. Luis illustrated Don Carnage back in England, so this is him revisiting his character. It's a character that he really likes, and yeah, so it's cool to see him do it again. Well, this is good. 2 packs left. Like, if we get a 6th legendary, only so much room. I love this art. Is some of my favorite in the game. Aubrey Archer nailed it. She always nails it. Lumiere fired up, and an uncommon Coachman. All right, last pack to take this over the top. I mean, like, really anything. So before I do last pack, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 super rares plus 14, 15 with the foils. So that's 15 super rares, 5 legendaries. Like, anything hits. Everything's like gravy right now. I'm almost sad we hit that enchanted on like the 3rd pack. So here we go. Candy Drift, and it's flower. He can call me a flower if he wants to. I don't mind. Gadget Hack Wrench, and for the last slot, it's a oh, look, a miscut. Quality control in this box, y'all. Look at the centering on this. It's so off. That's super cool. I really like that they do this with the foils. Like, it does feel kind of gimmicky, but like when an artist goes through the time to create that connecting portrait, being able to see the whole thing like together is really cool. And the Kanga and Rue in the new set is probably one of my favorites. This is a fun piece of art though, right here, right? Connect that together. Dewey's charging headlong into his danger. That's super fun. All right, well, thank you all for sitting with me while I open that. Like, super good. Yeah, I mean, it's a great box. Like, to be quite honest, even without the enchanted, like, let's just assume the enchanted wasn't there. The 5 legendaries with the Lilo, plus, you know, just for super rare numbers, this many super rares, and like Maui even saw some play for a while. So these are not, a couple of these aren't terrible. Hades, you have the Lady for some value, 2 foil super rares. Like, this in and of itself in terms of rarity is good. A lot of foil playables, and then this is just like gravy. So it's kind of nuts. Kind of nuts. All right, I'm going to switch back over. It's going to take me a second to switch on my camera, so bear with me for a second. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that, camera. And with that, yeah, thanks. Well, hold on. We're gonna do this. Yeah, the better one. Okay. Well, thanks for hanging out. Cregan, Amy, Heather, all of you, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for pushing me to my stretch goal of 505 followers on Twitch. I appreciate you all. I don't know how to hit those goals. I gotta change those goals. I don't know how to do that, but more stuff coming on Twitch as I get that going. Couple admin before I go. I'm gonna post the link to the Discord server one more time if anyone wants to get in. I think it was suggested earlier that we start like a trade channel in here, or somebody asked about trading, and I'm like, oh, we'll create a trades channel. So I'm gonna do that. Obviously, trading is at your own risk and all of that, but I think it's fun. Oh, it's pinned to the top. Okay. Fairy Queen Tick on Twitch. I'm going to paste it again, though, Heather, so that it goes out on YouTube as well. But there's a link to the Discord server. It is pinned to the top, so you can jump in, hang out with us. Yeah, because you're the best mod. You're the best moderator. And And yeah, stay tuned tomorrow. We're going to do our normal show at 8 o'clock. We're going to have some fun guests on. JD hopefully will make an appearance, and I'm working on some other fun guests. We are going to have Michelle, who is the runner-up at the tournament I watched this weekend, but went an incredible run, and she also beat Jonathan Williams and Mitch and some other folks. Jonathan Williams, 2-time Golden Mickey winner, and then she lost in the finals to Hector Harris, but had a great run. So we're going to interview her briefly. Logan and I are going to talk all about the weekend and the meta and what we saw. And we're also hopefully going to have some guests from Australia, Thailand. I don't want to make any promises. Yeah, I do want to do that as well, Heather. I will do my best. The problem with London or like Europe is it's like 2 a.m. So I've got to get them, and then I've got to have them willing to stay up that late. So I'm going to work on that though. And if anybody can help me with that contact information, let me know. Guys, I want to do that. So yeah. And then the other thing is, again, we will be, I think I have to get all the giveaways set up tonight, but I think we're going to be giving away, one of the Disney playmats with the fabled artwork and the stitch edges and all of that from Disney. So that will be happening tomorrow. And if you haven't seen our giveaways before, you have to be watching the show, and I'll post the link, and then we'll tell you how to enter. And we do that so people are live watching the show, and it's better for people who sponsor the giveaways. So that's how we run them. We also, oddly enough, and some people know this, but we have a email list where we don't use it very often at all because there's so much spam nowadays, but I use it occasionally. But the big thing I use it for is to notify people when there are giveaways on the show. So when we do things like booster box giveaways or this playmat giveaway, we send out an email to that list so that people are notified that we're going to do that giveaway. So again, we use it very sparingly, but you can sign up for that as well. And yeah, as always, if there's anything you want to see on the stream or on the show or any videos on the channel, like let me know. And yeah, I appreciate all of you for hanging out with me for a little bit. And what'd I miss? I don't think anything. So I will see you all again. And if you all want to be the 7,000th YouTube subscriber, I'm at 69999 right now, which is really, really funny. I actually hit it earlier and then somebody unsubscribed. So I don't know. I just think it's a funny. You could forever know that you were the 7,000th unless somebody else unsubscribes, and then there'll be multiple 7,000th. But there we go. All right. Well, thank you all so much, Heather. Thanks for hanging out with me the whole time and for being an awesome mod. And I appreciate you all. And yeah, that's it. See you. Oh, I need to do a raid. If you're watching on Twitch, hold on. I'm gonna figure out a raid. Who's streaming Lorcana right now? Who's streaming Lorcana? Oh, the Sorcerer's Table. I don't know them, but let me see if I can raid them. Because that's the thing you do, right? Oh, let me figure it out. I'm going to do this wrong. Did I do that right? Yeah.